Hello and welcome back to McClaren Performance for an episode that hopefully is going to be the first of many talking about the World Cup. But I want to start off with my thoughts on the World Cup, talking about the England squad at the moment and my predictions for who's going to win. So we're just about to head into the Qatar World Cup 2022. No, it's not in the summer this time like it always is. This time it's in the winter, over the next month, in between the Premier League season. Really strange, really different. Not sure really what my thoughts about it are really. It's hard to talk about just the football and ignore really all the drama around it. It is a bit different. There are a lot of celebrities and contradicting opinions that they've given before. Gary Neville being a fantastic example of that. There's a lot really to dig into, a lot I don't really want to dig into because I'm not really an expert on any of it, but it is interesting to see it break up the Premier League season as well. The absolute compact amount of fixtures that there are, what effect that's going to have on the players, what effect that will have on the World Cup and the players' abilities to play at such a high level for so long. Aside from, I guess, all of that stuff, I hope it's probably going to be a good World Cup, as every World Cup is. I think it'll be interesting to see who's going to come out on top. There's a lot of good teams going into it this season. England, hopefully, you have to say, is one of them. If you look at it on face value, they have a fantastic squad. They have fantastic other players. It's quite interesting to see that while we often have quite a lot of complaints about players being in the squad or out the squad, hasn't been too much complaints. Harry Maguire being in, of course, has been a complaint about that. But I think Southgate has been pretty consistent in his messaging that he is trusting his more senior players, his experienced players, the ones that he understands and works with. And we all know Southgate by now. He's boring. He's conservative, playing five at the back, being ultra defensive, getting clean sheets, scoring a few goals. And that's how he does well in tournaments. And you can't really complain about that at the moment. We'll see what happens in this World Cup, but right now, when he's had the World Cup and the Euros before, he has done well. Personally, I think it's really good to see Rashford in there. Of course, to start the season, everyone was doubting him from the season that he had before. He seems like someone who's put a lot of work in. He has improved a lot working under Erik ten Hag. He's showing a lot of good form at the moment. I'm glad he's found that form going into the World Cup now. Callum Wilson as well, a great addition. I've been fortunate enough to watch a bit of Newcastle United recently, and yeah, they have been fantastic, and Callum Wilson has been a big part of that, scoring a lot of goals. People talk about the similarities between Callum Wilson and Harry Kane. Him coming on for Harry Kane would possibly be a good thing if it was necessary. I don't really have many complaints about the squad at all. The squad as it is, I think, is very good. It's tough because you can't ignore the run of form that England have had before. I've done a few episodes on it in the past. You know, it hasn't been great games for us. I think the only positive really of that is they have a good run in the group stages. They have some good competition there where they could show some good form. Teams like Iran, United States, Wales, a good opposition for us, especially a Wales game as well. If we can do well against them, I think that builds that momentum going forward in the tournament. As always, I don't think England's going to be really fun football to watch, but they will do that job consistently, hopefully, of keeping clean sheets, scoring one or two goals, and because of that, really making their way through any tournament that they're in. Another reason why I'm not massively confident in England going into the World Cup, although I am a bit optimistic, maybe more so than other people, they are coming up against some really good teams. Specifically, one team that is looking fantastic is Brazil. If you just look at the squad that they have, the names in that squad, it's clearly evident why they are probably the favourites to win the World Cup. Like I said, just looking at the list here, it's unbelievable, really. You know, Martinelli, Rodrigo, Real Madrid, Rafinha at Barcelona at the moment, Richarlison, Antony, Vinicius Jr., Jesus as well, Neymar, Fred, Fabinho, Casemiro as well, Bruno Guimaraes as well at Newcastle at the moment in fantastic form, Thiago Silva at the back, two keepers in Alisson and Ederson as well. It's a fantastic squad to have. And on top of that, they have had a good run of form in previous games beforehand from what I've read, so they are in a really good position. Alongside that, of course, you've got Argentina as well. You've got Messi, who is probably playing his last World Cup, and because of that is probably going to put in a tremendous amount of effort. He has a good team behind him as well, a team that are in a good run of form also. They are favourites alongside Brazil to win the World Cup. That is what England is up against. I think if I had to pick two really that I think were the favourites to win the World Cup. For one, England, of course, with a bad run of form, don't look fantastic at the moment, but they still are a fantastic team. They have a good starting 11 and a good squad to back it up as well. They have experience doing well in the Euros and the World Cup beforehand. They're building on that momentum. They should be having a good run, hopefully, in this World Cup. But if not them, I think Argentina are looking good. With Messi, who want to win that so much. They're having a fantastic run of form beforehand. They won the Copa America as well. They beat Brazil in the final. That's probably, in my mind, a reason why I put them ahead of Brazil. Saying that, my choices of England and Argentina, when it comes to international football, I'm definitely not an expert on that. Specifically Premier League, yeah, I'm alright. But in the world, I'm not entirely sure. That is just my guess, though, from everything that I've seen. Like I said, hopefully we'll be doing loads of episodes during the World Cup. I say loads, probably 1 or 2 a week. Because while Dad's not necessarily doing so much work at Manchester United at the moment, he has time to come on the podcast, so we're doing a lot of episodes with him. We're going to record an episode after the first game on Monday, the first England game, so we'll have a reaction to that, and hopefully get to ask Dad about Rashford and Manchester United players in the England squad, his thoughts on them going into that and their performances. That'll be really interesting. Been ages since I've had anyone to talk to doing this. I'm just talking to myself. So it'd be good to have someone to bounce off again. I won't be asking too much about Manchester United. Weren't going to anyway, but now with Ronaldo as well, like, I don't even want to talk about that. Comment below if you're sick of seeing comments about Ronaldo. Whenever I go on Twitter, it's all about Ronaldo, especially after Garnacho doing a fantastic performance there in the Manchester United game. Manchester United doing so well to come back after playing against Villa to beat Fulham as well. And that's what I want to talk about. That's what I want to see when I'm looking at things. Everything around Ronaldo, I don't think it's worth talking about so much. But yeah, thank you for watching and listening. Let me know what you think in regards to what I said about Ronaldo there as well, but also about the World Cup, about England's chances, about other teams you might think, other countries that might have a better chance. Let me know what you think about my dad coming back. If you've got any questions that you want me to ask him, I'm obviously not going to ask you about Manchester United, so anything around that, yeah, absolutely. Send some suggestions about that. Yeah, thank you for watching and listening. Like and subscribe and review, everything like that. And I'll see you again, hopefully next week.